The COVID-19 pandemic sent a seismic shock throughout the world on so many levels. The way we work, learn, communicate, even the way we gather in mourning has completely changed, all due to social distancing guidelines. In fact, out of all the industries impacted by the virus, the funeral and cemetery business has made the biggest shift in the shortest amount of time.
The funeral and cemetery profession has been very slow to change. It's a profession rooted in tradition. However, the sheer number of lives lost and the social restrictions imposed necessitated a different way of the professional interacting with the consumer. The consumer has experienced a new way of doing things, and they're not looking to go back.
It is a new way that we have to do business because we need to meet people in a different way. We have such an intimate type of business that when we lost that through the personal interaction with COVID, we needed to react with ways where we can still connect in meaningful opportunities with families. So a lot of that was through technology, video conferencing, webcasting with families for visitations so that folks that, even if they were in town but couldn't because of the COVID restrictions, they could still be a part of this vital part of these people's services. We had a lot of this technology on the shelf, but we were a little bit slow to bringing it on, and COVID just absolutely made that much faster on us. So in about a week or two, a lot of us throughout the industry had to take all these tools that we had up on the shelf and deploy them. Webcasting, Zoom conferences, arrangements, e-signatures, all these things that seem second nature 2 years later weren't for us then.
In an effort to connect the funeral and cemetery profession with consumer attitudes, the Foresight Companies educates those in the industry on new trends and shifts in behavior. The goal is to keep operators in business as they adapt to a new way of working.
The virtual option has been available in funeral service for an extended period of time, but really hasn't been utilized very much. Recently, I was conducting a seminar where I was invited to participate with about 50 attendees. And these 50 attendees, when I asked them, how many of you had ever conducted a virtual event prior to 2020, one hand went up. There were probably 50 people in the room. When I asked the same question of those people, how many of you have conducted a virtual event since 2020, everyone in the room raised their hand.
Change isn't easy for anyone involved in end-of-life decisions. For funeral and cemetery operators to continue to provide peace and closure to those who need it the most, staying up to date on consumer needs is the only way to survive.
Over the past couple of years, we've been focusing on the pandemic and how it has impacted the business of this profession. And we have strived to use empirical data to provide information and tools to the profession to better address the needs of the consumer today.
Even though there is this trend towards this new methodology of virtual, we can't ignore the fact that our research shows that there's still a substantial segment of people who really want that face-to-face interaction. So even though we're implementing this new idea, we can't ignore the way it has either historically been done or a new method of the face-to-face. The profession has totally accepted this new virtual idea with open arms. But it's just like any other business model. You either evolve or you become obsolete.
I can say that Foresight has been a big part of our success, helping in a lot of different opportunities, from purchasing to divesting to consulting, accounting. They really have this full suite, and you can pick and choose what you need, and you can pick and choose what you need at various times. And that's what we've done. As we've grown as a company, they've grown, and we use different parts of their services when it's needed for our company. Ultimately, that just helps me deliver the highest quality services I can to the families that call on us.
Foresight Companies, we're a solutions company. It is our mission to provide our clients with customized financial and operational solutions. We deliver results through our passion for the profession and the communities they serve.
Consulting with insight. That's Foresight. To learn more, visit theforesightcompanies.com or call 602-274-6464 today.